Okay, my name is Tristan, and I am doing my poetry or my IOC on "The Dream Deferred" by Langston Hughes. Okay, um, uh, the first line of the poem is "What happens to a dream deferred," and then the rest, it has 11 lines, and then the rest, uh, from line 2 to 11, the poem describes the possible outcomes of a dream deferred using very descriptive language and imagery that helps the reader understand by connecting with their senses. And um, the poem does use some rhyming in lines 3 and 5 with um, like a raisin in the sun and then run in lines 6 and 8 with um, does it stink like rotten meat or like a syrupy sweet, and in lines 10 and 11 when it says like a heavy load or does it explode. And this just kind of makes the poem more pleasant to read. And it has an irregular rhythm, but ties the poem together using some alliteration too, such as does dry and syrupy sweet. And so basically I think this poem is saying that there are very many possible outcomes to um, a dream deferred. And in line 1, I think this line is questioning whether a dream is a dream if it isn't deferred. So basically, if a dream isn't original, is it a dream? And does a dream deferred come true, or is it just a dream? So, and the first line is, what happens to a dream deferred? So, I took it as like a literal, how does it turn out? And for lines 2 and 3, um, the line is, um, does it dry up like a raisin in the sun? And I think this means, does a dream shrivel away like a raisin, or does it dry up and stay on the back burner for a long time, like somewhat remain there forgotten, because raisins last a long time because they're dried and they don't go bad. So basically, do you ever give up on your dream, or does it ever stop being a dream? And in line 4 and 5, which is um, or fester like a sore and then run. And I think this means, I think the author's saying, does a dream sit in the back of one's mind and make them feel unsatisfied for not attempting to fulfill that dream? And 6 and 8, which is, does it stink like rotten meat or crust over and sugar over like a syrupy sweet? And I think these lines are saying, does a dream sit there and make you unhappy because it is something you thought you wanted but turned out to be completely different, with the stink like rotten meat, or does it become true and sugar over and somewhat become unexciting and predictive, like sugar over like a syrupy sweet? So it's still good, but it kind of becomes less of a dream and more of just routine and life. And lines 9 through 11, which wrap up the poem, are maybe it just sags like a heavy load, or does it explode? And in these final lines, I think the poem is saying, if a dream is pursued, does it become a burden and weight holding you back in life? For example, if you have something behind to pursue this dream and you fail, or does it explode and pay out like you dreamed it? So basically, I think this is saying, does it hold you back? If it holds you back, like, does it sag and hold you back like a heavy load? So basically, if it doesn't turn out how you thought it would, and it's just, you gave everything up for it, and it just doesn't turn out how you thought it would, or does it explode and just as you dreamed it, and take you places and where you wanted to go? And overall, I think this poem is trying to say that there are countless numbers of outcomes to a dream and will not be known unless pursued. I also think it says that you make the outcome because because for every line that like it usually, like, does it dry up like a raisin in the sun, which is like kind of negative, because drying up is like dry and like usually makes me think of like something being dead. And then it goes on to say, or crust and sugar over like a syrupy sweet, or and explode, which are like kind of positive. I think it's saying you either choose between those two on those dreams, on on which path your dream takes. So, yep, I think that's my analysis.